Okay.
Alright everyone, it finally popped. Just need our other tank and our DPS. There we go. Dominion, yes. I'm looking forward to it, John. I like having everybody there for that.
Brothers, the time has come to call upon the true power of the Heavens Ward.
Fight me if you will, warrior of light. I care not. All who stand against me will be destroyed, be they servants of the darkness or the light. By my blessing shall all men be sanctified, and an endless era of peace begin. Vice and conflict shall cease to be. You reject my divinity, yet what have you to offer my people in its stead? Bitter truth? Virtuous suffering? No matter. If you believe your cause just, I call upon you to defend it with your life.
Yeah, John, this is some of my favorite music in the entire game. Like, everything about this fight was just really well done. This version of it's really easy. The extreme version, not so much. It's a lot easier now, but... But he summons it using the ability Knights of the Round. Okay, that should be recognizable. We've run into this ability before. As you can see, there's lots of stuff to dodge in this fight. She's using an ability called Dragon's Eye now. Look away. Away. Towers, somebody's got to stand in one of these each. As you can see, he's at 1% health. He's not going to die because he's going to do this. When I first saw this, I knew exactly what was happening.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
I played Final Fantasy VII. Like, I didn't know it was going to be this in particular, but I did know it was going to be something like this. Those people just ran away from those towers. Idiots. Anyway. The moment the background went that red-black color you see there, I was like, oh crap, I know what this is.
I like how the healers dispel themselves and no one else. Red, black.
Now it's like that swirling color. Yeah. Basically, what we're going through right now is the summon from Final Fantasy VII, Knights of the Round. Except in that summon, they don't actually stay and fight. They just come out and do an attack and leave. Oh, this is on me. There's lots of running around and avoiding stuff, you'll see. Not Sephiroth, Sephiroth. Sephiroth is a character in the Final Fantasy world, though. Which, if you continue to watch my FF14 stream, you will see him. But yes, you use Knights of the Round and kill Sephiroth in one hit. Well, his first form. His second form has a little more health, so. This is a throwback to Crystal Tower. But it's been dealt with already. And now my favorite part.
To me, my knights!
It's very flashy.
I shall bury you when you're released!
Even got the glass shatter.
Impossible!
The Worlds Collide's a good song, but I think it just sounds similar because they're both power metal.
How can this be? A millennium of prayer and the eye's power combined, and still you stand. Who? What are you?
I just want to say that that final scene there with Thordan when he looks at your character and is like just completely terrified is fantastic. Also, we didn't get to see it in the fight, but that last little bit there after his big ultimate end attack, he walks around with his sword with absolutely no confidence. You can see the model just not have any will left to fight. He just waves his sword wildly and walks around. It's awesome to see the little things they put into that. But let's exit and enter the cutscene.
It is over then. I had hoped that mine would be the hand to end it. But knowing you, there was little chance of that. Twould seem the eye has served you well. Its twin. At long last. All that remains is to take them beyond the reach of man and dragon both. With this task accomplished, my toil shall finally be at an end.
In ood in ool war an, kag an stra loon in, kafal sal I esh, in an I king in wan ulstjas. Hesta mar I an hesnesh. Seth in Ang-An. Sith Anga. Sn-An. Nidhogg, my child, what hath thy fury made of thee? Let us away, servant of Hydaelyn.
Chief! Over there!
Oi!
Haha! Gods damn it, you always have to cut it so bloody close.
It would seem she has done it again.
Was there ever any doubt? Let us return to Ishgard. Our friends will be eager to learn the battle's outcome and welcome back their champion.
Where is Estinian?
I dare say you are the first soul in Ishgardian history to arrive in our city upon Dragonback. This scene shall be remembered for 1,000 years to come.
As we had feared, the Archbishop summoned the soul of King Thordan into himself, and thence became a primal.
But he and his knights are no more, thanks to the Warrior of Light.
Your struggles are not yet over, mortals.
Whom do I have the pleasure?
I am Midgard Sommer. I have journeyed with Hydaelyn's champion and observed her deeds in the conflict between man and dragon. Tell me, children of Thordan, do you desire peace?
My people have committed unspeakable atrocities against dragonkind, even against our own. Would that we could undo these wrongs, but we cannot. Be that as it may, the future yet presents a chance to begin anew. Our nation has broken free of the shackles of a false faith, and Nidhogg shall lead his kindred against us no more. I doubt not that it will require much effort and perseverance, but 'tis my belief that in time, Ishgard will again become a place where man and dragon may abide together in harmony.
I shall remember thy words. Yet be warned, Nidhogg's soul liveth on. His unbridled rage hath claimed for its vessel the one thou callest the Azure Dragoon.
Estinian.
Doubt not but that Nidhogg will call out to his brood ere long, nor that they shall answer him. Steel yourselves, for the true test is yet to come.
Come what may, we will never cease to believe. Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
1,000-year war cannot be ended in a day. It may take generations. What thou dost begin, thy children must continue. Entrust unto them thy hopes and dreams, that peace may reign again, and forevermore.
Let all here present attest that Sir Emmerich, acting on behalf of the Archbishop, has appended his signature. I do hereby declare that from this day forth, the Holy See of Ishgard shall once more be counted a member of the Eorzean Alliance. Let our nations move forward as one and stand united against the Garlean Empire.
For the future of Eorzea.
For the future of Eorzea!
This music kind of reminds me of FF11 for some reason.
There you are. A noble monument to a noble soul.
From here, Lord Orshafon can watch over all of Ishgard.
It has been a long and arduous journey, and we have lost much and more along the way. Yet come what may, we must stay true to our purpose and press on.
That's right, you two. It's high time we got back to rebuilding the Scions. Which means we're going to need money! And lots of it!
So ends a glorious chapter in their tale. However, tumultuous days yet lie ahead for Ishgard. After 1,000 years under the yoke of the Church, the people take their first tentative steps into the unknown. And though they spy a glimmer of peace upon the horizon, Nidhogg's vengeful shadow yet remains to darken the way. Be that as it may, so long as the young commander of the Temple Knights and his heroic companions are there to guide them, the people may hold fast to hope. The hope that one day true peace will return to Ishgard, and that man and dragon may live in harmony once more. Let the deeds writ herein never be forgot, that they may inspire generations yet unborn to strive ever heavensward.
Yeah, credits. Okay, give me a sec here. I'm gonna take a short bathroom break while these go on, and then we can discuss.
Children of the land, do you hear echoes of truths that once rang clear? Two souls intertwined, intertwined. One true love they did find, bringing land and heavens near. But flames that burned full bright soon fell dark. Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry, a passion welling within. Sacrifice, a final plea to her kin. Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke.
Hello. Dragon Song's a pretty song. I got to hear this live when Susan Calloway was at Distant Worlds. So when I first played through this, Heaven's What, I was really excited to do so because I enjoyed the whole thing all the way, and all of my friends got stuck and were like, I don't got enough EXP to move on, and they don't give you enough, and there were all these complaints, but I never had that problem. I never ran into a single wall in the leveling process at all, where the story was cut off from me. The closest thing to that would be the gear wall to get into Aether Chemical Research Facility, but I just needed another ring at the time. On my main character, not my stream character, obviously. Yeah, you needed like item level 160 or something, or 150 to get into Aether Chemical Research Facility, and I had not met it. I was like too short, and I just equipped the new ring and got in. But there were a lot of complaints of level, like the EXP through the story not getting you to the right level. I think like to get into the vault you need to be 57, and people were at 56. People also really, really, really hated the side quests in Churning Mist. Apparently, it was enough to make people hate Muggles, so much so that they changed the quests and made them easier because they didn't want people to hate Muggles. Yeah, John doesn't remember being locked out of the story much either, see? So, it sounds like you had a similar experience to me.
I was definitely locked out of the story.
Yes, you were one of the ones I was referring to.
It wasn't the dungeons really, it was just like I would be doing the story quests and then eventually it would be locked off for me because I was too low.
John, I won't lie, they were pretty awful. Some of them were pretty bad. Finding the Muggles all the time, little assholes going and getting lost in the land they live in.
What I remember the most is being blocked in Dravanian Forelands. And I ended up having to do like all the quests, at least relating to Tailfeather.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, you know what? One thing that it does annoy me about Final Fantasy XIV? In Around We're Born, there was a lot of stuff that they had to reuse because they didn't have the budget to really throw in all this extra stuff. So they kind of worked with it and made it work from the 1.0 assets that they didn't use. In Heaven's Ward, they built all these extra areas and all these zones and didn't use any of them. Like there's this little area off on the Forelands that's like where a dungeon could be. It's like this little tower.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas in the Forelands that are...
Yeah, and there's like that big arena that's like got water flowing through it and crystals. They didn't do anything with that.
There's kind of a similar areas in Churning Mist too.
I know one of them is used for a fate in Churning Mist, but still, it could have been used for something.
Oh, yeah,
like
well.
that one that has a fate in it, like with the dragon, but it's got like all the crystals and stuff too. That could have been a really cool looking dungeon. But, and as is law, has so many locations in it that just weren't used.
Yeah, like the bottom right.
The bottom right, all those little islands. They even have names for these little islands. They don't use them for anything.
Well, they use them for some legendary nodes in some cases.
That's not a very good reason.
No, it's not.
We should, oh, we can hope that if they make us revisit these areas in the past, that they actually do so to do something with the areas that we never used. Because that arena in the Forelands was so cool looking with all the water flowing through it. I was like, that would be so awesome if they did something with this. And I was always hoping, never did.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like that when I go through there. I'm like, ah.
Exactly.
But no.
Heaven's Ward did have some good things, though. Well, lots of good things. The reference to the Knights of the Round materia was unexpected, but pleasantly surprised with it. The music was fantastic all throughout Heaven's Ward. The pacing of the story was way better than Realm Reborn. They did away a lot with a lot of the fetch quests, which there's still some because, you know, it's an MMO, so there's gonna be some. But they also make you seem less like Alphinaud's errand boy/girl than they did in the Realm Reborn. They even poke fun at him for doing so.
Yeah.
And they allude to the fact that you may be more than you seem because you absolutely terrified the Archbishop before he died.
I don't remember that.
It's in the last scene right after you beat Thordan. He
Yeah,
looks
I
at you
know.
and his vision begins to darken and your character takes on like these shadows, kind of like Edda at the end of the Tamtara scene.
Nice.
And he's looking at you, your face is all darkened, and he's like, "What? Who are you?" And then he dies. That part made you question things a bit? Anyway, I thought it was a really cool scene. But the question is, wait, no, that would be a spoiler. I can't ask that question yet.
Huh. I don't even know what you're thinking.
It has to do with us being the Warrior of Light.
Uh-oh.
I'll explain it later.
I guess I know where you're going with that.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything because I know John hasn't gotten there, and if he shows up for the future stuff, he'll see some story stuff that he hasn't seen before, and I think John's going to really like it because from what I can tell, he's like me and really just enjoys the story.
Is it like the second to last patch?
Yeah. Or last patch. Yeah, no, second to last.
Yeah.
We'll get there, though. We'll get there. So I think what I'm going to do is go through the main story first so that people can see that. Then I'm going to do the 8-man raid. And then, should I do Warring Triad or the 24-man?
Warring Triad.
Okay, that'll be pretty quick, assuming I can get people on to do them. Even then, people still run those, so... But the more people I have, the better. Horsefort. So sad.
Not really.
You made it to the next major plot twist scene? Okay. All I can say is the story is pretty good from here till Stormblood. As far as Stormblood, I don't know, but Piamet and I have already come up with theories as to some of the stuff that they've shown us.
Oh, yeah.
And I know Oh, well, I assume Piamet's looking forward to it, but I'm definitely looking forward to Stormblood.
Not really, honestly.
Stormblood looks like it's going to have a lot of Final Fantasy V references in it, and I loved FF5, so... Plus, we get to swim. So, the artwork that you're seeing here is, I'm assuming, Nidhogg breathing on the Knights 12. This is the typical Final Fantasy artwork, and I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. I mean, I don't hate it. It's good. It's just, I don't really like that style. I bought Final Fantasy The Sky. It's art books. It's 3 art books that compose the art from Final Fantasies 1 through 12, I think. And I much prefer the anime style that they use for Final Fantasy VII in the strategy guide than I do for the official artwork for the game, because I just don't like the style of the art that the artist uses.
That reminds me of how you felt about the art on Ragnarok cards.
Oh, it was so bad.
Some of it, yeah.
Some of it was amazing, but other ones look like they got like a 4-year-old to draw on it.
That some artists use that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't think anyone liked it. Very sketchy and just ugly.
It just didn't look good, and that's the problem. If you're gonna show art in something, have it be good art, or at least passable for good. Not something that everyone mutually agrees is terrible.
Yeah, I don't think they use that art.
Like that.
I mean, that artist.
Anymore after that, yeah. That artist who drew that, I'm sorry to insult him or her, but that's the kind that, like, those drawings just reminded me of the type of things that you'd give your parent as a kid, and they'd be like, oh, that's cute, put it on the fridge for a week, and then the first chance they get, they tear it off and throw it out.
Wow. They should have done art for, like, scary stories to tell in the dark or whatever.
That would have been a better use of their art, I think.
Yeah, that kind of style lends itself well to that.
As far as Final Fantasy's main artwork goes, like the actual artist who does it is, I just want to clarify, I'm not saying his work is bad. It is very well done. It's just, I don't like how it looks. It just doesn't jive with me. Whereas Dragon Quest, the artist who does that stuff, fantastic. Mostly because it's the artist who did Dragon Ball Z, and I love Akira Toriyama's work. I feel like he puts a lot less effort into making his characters look excessively muscly in Dragon Quest, which is good. Because, well, with Dragon Ball Z you expect it because they're martial artists fighting and all that, but yeah. Hey, somebody played the oboe in some of these songs. Do you play any musical instruments, John? I don't. When I was in 7th grade, we got assigned various instruments, and I got assigned to play the trumpet. A lot of the kids got a choice in the class, but he didn't give the choice to people he didn't like, and he didn't like me because he didn't like my family. My brothers were in his class and they pissed him off, so he automatically assumed I was a bad seed and just didn't like me. No choice in the matter, just hated me.
Wow.
I had him for science too, and it was not good. Mostly because a lot of the stuff he taught us was not grade 7 science worth. It was just him talking out of his ass. He tried telling us that he knew more than the textbook. And then when you look up what he said in the textbook, he'd be wrong. It was pretty awful. He'd been reported to the school, but the school's like, we don't have any other science teachers, deal with it. So he's teaching music and science. So anyway, I got assigned the trumpet, and I can't play this fucking thing. To this day, I cannot play a trumpet. And he's like, oh, well, everybody can play an instrument. You just gotta work hard enough. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. I cannot do it. I just do not have the proclivity to do this. Alright. So there's one thing I want to do on stream once we are done the credits, and that's start the anima weapon quest. Because once we get that going, I'll be in line to advance it each week, hopefully, with the exception of one step, which is going to be really difficult. Hey, the technical art manager was Robert K. Oh, did in Dragon Quest Heroes Payment, when you summon some monsters that are sentries, they have names. I'm sure you've noticed. And one of the corpse corporals, when you summon it, it's a undead thing. Its name is Dead Fred.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Dead Fred.
Yeah, caught my ear.
I knew you didn't actually watch my streams. You're just there.
Ah.
Well, hopefully you
I
watch the
hope
next
I
game,
have.
because hopefully you watch the next game, because it's gonna be cute.
Oh. I like the game of Paka. The first one.
Crystal Chronicles. I really hope they remake that game for the Switch and
Like,
updated the graphics, because it would apply itself to the Switch so well.
I like how weird it was.
It was very strange. Everybody's been hoping they'll make another Crystal Chronicles game like the first game.
They want to shave the Moogles.
They want to shave the Muggles and
And
cut the
spray
Muggles.
paint them.
The spray painting the Muggles was so weird. Canada type. Havoc. But yeah, spraying the Muggles was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was cute though. And then they kind of just did away with it as the games went on.
Yeah, that made me sad.
One day though. One day. There's two games I really want for Switch that aren't brand new for the US, and that's a remake of Dragon Quest IX, because I never got to experience the multiplayer of that. I would love to play that game with a group of 4 people. Even if it's just random people each week that I stream it, I would play it again just to play with people. The other one is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Again, because you could play it with people. And then PMX could buy a Switch and play with us.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean no?
With what money?
The money you're gonna make working at Rite Aid.
Wow.
Or that other place, the Falcon's Nest.
Yes.
That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
No, what is it actually? The Dreaming Goddess, is that it?
No.
The hamburger?
No.
Special thanks to all Final Fantasy XIV players. But not our FF11 players.
Of course not.
Yosuke Matsuda, Mr. Headshot. Producer and director, Naoki Yoshida. Alright, cutscene.
So Lahabrea and Igaeorm have fallen. Bested by mortals in their attempt to initiate the Eighth Rejoining. That they should be so complacent. And now it falls to me to deal with the consequences. Without intervention, the balance between light and darkness will begin to shift, placing our mission in jeopardy. Hydaelyn's champion has grown too strong. Her might encroaches upon the realm of gods. Equilibrium must needs be restored. The time has come for you and yours to join the fray. Warrior of Darkness.
Remind me, why is there no rest for the righteous?
Because they care, Master Garland.
Of all the things they could have picked to play with, that's not a toy, you bloody fools, it's a primal!
Spires of deception crumble to dust to lay bare truths long since concealed. Beyond simmering shadow lieth shimmering light. Alright, time to stop my recording.